As we move forward from predatory lending, we now arrive at the point where all prior sections begin to intersect. Environmental risks, structural concerns, fraud, and lending practices all converge into one central responsibility: ethical decision-making. Understanding risk is only part of the equation. What truly defines a real estate professional is how they respond when those risks are identified. Throughout this course, one consistent theme has emerged. Many of the most harmful outcomes in real estate are preventable. Whether it is undisclosed mold, a failing foundation, a fraudulent scheme, or a predatory loan, the damage often occurs not because the issue existed, but because it was ignored, misunderstood, or improperly handled. This is where ethics becomes more than a concept. It becomes a daily practice. Under AAC R428-1101, Arizona licensees are required to exercise reasonable care, act in the client's best interest, disclose material facts, and avoid misrepresentation. These are not just legal obligations, they are the foundation of trust in every transaction. Recognizing when to act. A key challenge for many agents is knowing when to step in and when to step back. Real estate professionals are not expected to be experts in environmental science, structural engineering, or finance. However, they are expected to recognize red flags and take appropriate action. For example, if an agent notices signs of water damage and possible mold, the correct response is not to diagnose the issue, but to recommend further inspection. Similarly, if a loan structure appears unusually aggressive or confusing, the agent should encourage the client to seek clarification from a qualified lender or financial advisor. This approach aligns with ADRI Guidance and Substantive Policy Statement 2005-13, which emphasizes a licensee's duty to assist in verifying information and recommending outside expertise when necessary. Balancing advocacy with compliance. Agents are often placed in situations where they must balance advocating for their client with maintaining legal and ethical compliance. This can be particularly challenging in competitive markets or distressed transactions where pressure to close is high. However, cutting corners, whether by overlooking a disclosure issue, ignoring a questionable loan term, or failing to document a concern, can lead to significant liability. Case law such as Hill v. Jones, 1986, reinforces that failure to disclose material facts can result in legal consequences, even if the omission was not intentional. The lesson is clear: short-term convenience should never outweigh long-term responsibility. Communication as a risk management tool. One of the most powerful tools an agent has is communication. Clear, consistent, and documented communication can prevent misunderstandings and protect all parties involved. This includes explaining inspection results, clarifying contract terms, discussing financing concerns, and ensuring that clients understand the implications of their decisions. Example: a buyer is considering waiving an inspection contingency to remain competitive. An ethical agent will explain the risks involved, document the discussion, and ensure the client is making an informed decision, not simply agreeing to terms to win the deal. Documentation and transparency. If it is not documented, it did not happen. This principle is critical in real estate risk management. Maintaining thorough records, including disclosures, communications, and recommendations, provides protection for both the client and the agent. Arizona law, including ARS, paragraph 32-2151.01, requires proper record retention, reinforcing the importance of maintaining accurate and complete transaction files. Transparency also plays a key role. Whether dealing with environmental issues, structural concerns, or financing risks, full disclosure and honest communication are essential to maintaining compliance and trust. Putting it all together. At this point in the course, the connection between all topics becomes clear. Environmental hazards affect property condition, structural issues affect safety and value, fraud affects transaction integrity, predatory lending affects financial stability, but the common thread across all of these is the role of the real estate professional. You are the one guiding the client, identifying risks, and helping them navigate complex decisions. The most successful agents are not just transaction facilitators, they are risk managers, educators, and trusted advisors. As we move into the final section of this course, we will bring everything together with real-world applications and scenarios, focusing on how these principles play out in REO properties and distressed transactions, where the stakes are often highest and the risks most complex. Online discussion. Why is ethical decision-making considered the foundation of risk management in real estate? Answer: because identifying risks is not enough. Agents must act appropriately by disclosing, documenting, and guiding clients to avoid legal and financial harm. How can proper communication reduce liability for a real estate agent? Answer: by clearly explaining risks, documenting discussions, and ensuring clients make informed decisions, which helps prevent misunderstandings and disputes. What should an agent do when encountering an issue outside their expertise? Answer: recommend that the client seek assistance from a qualified professional, such as an inspector, attorney, or lender, in accordance with AAC R428-1101K.